What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Call Me Meech. I'm back here again with another 2K20 news video for y'all, man. We have so much stuff to talk about. I mean, a ton of stuff to talk about, man. 2K did release a gameplay blog going over some new things that's in the game, what to expect from the gameplay, and then when I tell you Twitter fingers is in effect, we got multiple tweets to talk about today, man. Mike Wang himself, the gameplay director of 2K, went on a rampage on his Twitter. He was dropping news left and right, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all everything I got here. I'm gonna not spend too much time with each tweet. I'm gonna cipher through these things. We're gonna read up, we're gonna see what's new, and we about to jump into it, man. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button on the video. For all this news I'm gonna give to y'all, subscribe to the channel if you new. Let's jump right into the news. Alright, man, so let's get right up into this thing, man. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Enjoy this Pro-Am gameplay in the back. You know, me and my boys out there hooping again. Nothing new, nothing changed, but here we go right into it. The first thing that 2K talked about, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on all this stuff either, man, but it was a motion upgrade system. In short, what they was really changing was they improved the motion, you know, planting feet, moving, contact, all that stuff, man. You know, I'm gonna put the link to this blog in the description, so make sure if you want to read the whole thing, you can check it out. It is way too long. I'm not about to go through the whole thing, but this was one of the big points. As you can see in this here, they're talking about that you'll notice a flashing yellow effect around the stamina bar when the energy level drops. So you'll need to quickly ramp down to a run speed. You'll get much tired quicker. You basically need to pick and choose how you want to explode and your change of pace. They said that last year. It wasn't really changed. We'll see how it is with this new engine. That's the motion upgrade system, y'all. Next thing you got is this handles and sauce. Handles and sauce. They so lame. They don't even know what sauce is. But the dribbling has changed. So instead of being able to just simply flick the right stick and you basically would chain together combo moves, everything has to be done with the left and right stick. It's pretty much all this section is going to talk about. A big part I want to point out to here is that you actually get ball handler animations or ball handler feels. So this little list is basically some of the foundations they get. So your playmaker, you can move more like Harden, you can move more like LeBron, Magic, Kobe, Jerry West, Steph. You see all the names there. The way that your player moves is gonna feel unique. Basically, everyone's just not gonna, well, shouldn't be able. You know, we got too many copy and paste people out here, you know, that just sit here and watch YouTube videos, copy the same exact builds, which I'm sure we'll get, but it seems like there's a lot more variety in the way that your ball handler is going to be able to move. So you're going to be able to make your player feel more unique to what you want them to feel like and how you want them to do. Whether you want to be more explosive like Westbrook, more finesse like Harden, you got those options. So ball handling and sauce is a new thing in the game. Should be very nice, and there's a ton of things you'll see later as we go on that they gave to playmakers and stuff. So we'll go over that stuff. The next is this read and react. This is for my lockdowns. This is for my defenders. This is for everybody who wants to lock up. So going into what they did, they said, don't worry, we didn't neglect the defensive end on the floor, which did they play 2K19? They should have neglected the defensive end on the floor because locks were freaking broken the whole game. Anyways, everybody's getting love. It says that on-ball defenders will be happy to hear that we're providing more tools to help them cheese the game because they was already locking everybody down. So I don't know what they were doing. They're adapting this read and react defense system. The way it kind of sounds to me, man, like I said, you can check all this out in the full blog. Hit the link in the description, but it's basically going to be, as you see, an arrow under the ball handler indicating where they're leaning or attempting to go. That's trash. It says the arrows show up at different times based on defenders' abilities. I'm not sure how this completely works. You know, I'm not sure if you have to have a specific defensive rating, if you have to have certain defensive badges. What we need more information on how that arrow comes, because if I'm a playmaker and you just can see where I'm going all the time with no repercussions of choosing the wrong way, then they need to do that. I expect a patch to be dropped very quickly for this because that sounds a little ridiculous. Moving on, Shot Solutions and Paint D. This was a whole long part, man. All they're really saying is that they've improved the paint defense, so rim protectors, you should become more valuable. Should be able to block shots and actually be a force down low. Shot Solutions is the way that people are finishing at the rim. So they have different ways that they're finishing, man. That's really all that that's saying. It is what it is. Read more in the blog. A big thing here, and this is gonna be amazing right here, is the working off ball. It looks like the off ball jukes have come back. It says with simple pro stick gestures, play have access to fake first steps, spins, stutters, all of that type of stuff, man. So my sharpshooters, my sharp shot creators, all my off ball builds, you should have a lot of tools at your disposal to get open instead of just running back and forth, basically. You know, they made a quote to basically say you can move more like Steph or Clay. We know how Steph and Clay move off ball. They work to get open, they shimmy, they move here, 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 here. Shooters, you should have a perfect time. This should be pretty amazing to see. They also said they, you know, worked on the off ball screens, because we know that was horrible in 19. Moving screens all the time. They said they worked on that, and so it should just be a better feel with shooting and how you need to work off ball to get shots. Next thing in the blog, and after this, man, we're going right into the tweets. We're not wasting time, but badges and takeover. Takeovers confirmed back in the game, but we already knew that. We don't know exactly how it's going to be. We already knew takeover was back though. Badges, everybody, this is a big thing, and this is going to be a lot of what you see in the tweets. So the biggest thing to pay attention to is that they said they have a list of around 80 badges. You get 80 badges in the game that it allow players to express different strengths in various areas, and they even have neighborhood specific badges that enhance the physicality and flashy play of the playground. I love this. I'm not gonna lie, when you look at these tweets, you'll be amazed at all these badges that they're talking about, man. It's crazy. And then keeping it separate from the park. Park has their own badges, so you know it's gonna get a little cheesy, a little ridiculous in the park, but it's the park, so have fun with that in the park. Don't bring that to Pro Am. I like that they're kind of separating that. How you're gonna be able to get those badges, we don't know. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. That is it for the blog, man. Again, full blog is, the link is in the description. Check it out. It's a long read, but I wasn't going to do it for this video. It's going to take up way too much time. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right into the tweets, man. I'm going to break this down so you know what we're doing. I'm going to go with general type tweets that I felt didn't really relate one another. And then we got some stuff about defense. We got some things for post scores. We got rebounding, shooting, slashing, and then we got dribbling and passing stuff. I'm gonna pop into the general first. We're gonna go through these really quick, man. The first one is, please make it easier to get Hall of Fame free throw ace for pure shooters. And this is Mike Wang, gameplay developer himself. He's actually tweeting out telling us all we need to know. Free throws are back to being a tribute. Free throw ace is scrapped out of there as it needed to be. Next one. All in all, I hope the bigs don't come to this court and spam those dribbles they're not supposed to have. We should be able to rip them. Mr. Mike Wang said he haven't seen any big spamming moves in development. It's easy to rip and fumble a ball. We'll see that. Supposedly it's always supposed to be able to rip them, and then stretch bigs come out and they go behind the back, fadeaway jumper. So we'll see. Next, Baluba. Can you speak if there's any changes or balancing of the difficult shots badge? Mike Wang says that as a blanket statement, we pretty much retooled all the badges. Advise going into 2K20, look at badges as a clean slate. Many of the OP badges were heavily nerfed, and we'll be doing a lot more badge updates post ship to continue to balance it. So we already know we're gonna see a whole bunch of patches. Some of the badges are gonna be way too OP. They're gonna have to tune them, whatever the case is. But at least it knows that I guess they reworked a lot of the badges from what we know, and they'll be working on it throughout the year. Mike Wang, contested layup still falling at alarming rate? Take this with a grain of salt. Basically, he just said layup defense is very different. Getting a lot fewer complaints. I bet you I can look around the 2K19 time and show you a tweet where he said this, so we'll see about the layups. Baluba, This is from Sid6 Savon. Pretty good. Follow him on Twitch. You can actually search him. He's a pretty good Twitch, and he has a YouTube. He has like 299s in 2K19. Basically said, is there a badge called first? Is there a first step badge? Yeah, it's called quick first step. You'll hear more about that later. Mr. Agent Zero himself says, any other badges making a return from previous 2Ks? Mike Wang says, here's one for you, Mr. Beamstar. Smaller players can equip Giant Slayer, and it will help them score at the rim amongst the trees. Now, I think, don't quote me, I think that is one of those park-specific badges. Because if it's in Pro-Am and a 5'7" dude come in and score my rim protector, I'm going to delete the game. So I think it's a park badge that's specific that he's talking about. Yeah, I guess it's cool. Whatever. Next one. Bluba, is a shot meter changeable at the hands and feet? Mike says, yeah, you can choose whether it's by your hands, at your feet, or on and off. The meter feels all the way left to right, similar to 2K17. By the hands, the meter is a little smaller. You can select a green release effect, a quick flash, a water splash, or paint splat. So we got some new effects to the shot meter. I definitely have on that wet sim, but that's the one I would pick. But I mean, hey, we'll see. Next tweet, are the green release animations only seen by everyone, or by the player, or by everyone? Everyone. So nobody can call out greens when they ain't greening no more. Supposedly that was the thing. Y'all dudes are weird, man. I don't know why y'all faking greens, but supposedly people with faking greens, you can't do it no more, because if not, you're gonna get exposed. Case closed. Baluba, will Takeover still have overpowered animations? The OP animations have been toned down or removed. We'll see about that. Baluba, are there any new badges that increase the opportunity for blow-bys outside of Takeover? There goes that quick first step badge again. That's the main badge for it. I'm gonna have it on my player because I'm a beast out the triple threat, so expect me to blow by y'all all day if y'all see me on the game. That's all I gotta say. This is Mr. Scott O'Gallagher. He's a separate dev for 2K, but someone was asking him, are there tripping animations? For instance, if you try to split the D and fail. He said no, but trying to split comes with its own risk. Don't know what that means, but supposedly there's some type of risk into it, man. Alright, the next thing we're going to move into the defense. Defensive tweets. The first tweet we have here. Baluba, have you guys ever thought about bringing back Interceptor? Interceptor's back. There you go. Badge in previous 2K is back. Interceptor for your defensive builds. Baluba, is defensive stopper still in 2K20, or is it split up like in 2K16 when it was perimeter locks and post locks? There are a lot of new defensive badges for y'all cheesy lockdowns. Clamps for perimeter locks, post moves lockdown for paint defenders, to name a couple. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, the post move lockdown for paint defenders sounds like they're trying to balance some things, y'all. Seems like if you get a post player, there actually is a counter instead of nothing, because we all knew that really nothing could stop a post in 2K19, so it's like they're working on a little bit of something to kind of balance it out. I mean, we'll really see when we get the game. We all know that the community is the one who really determines if the game is fixed or not. The devs don't really know what they're doing. Celebrities they invite don't know what they're doing, so we'll see. Coming up next, let's move on to the post scores. Those cheesy post scores, y'all. So at Baluba is Fade Ace badge back. He says we have a deep fades badge that help you hit post fades from further out. I'm calling the cheese now. That badge is gonna have to be tuned. I'm pretty sure I've included in some of my videos. If you've seen my boy Jake, who's Darth Sidious, he's actually in this gameplay. If you've seen him on this post, this dude hits fades from everywhere on the court. He's gonna have a badge to do it. Maybe a little OP, but we'll see. Baluba, are you guys bringing back post hook specialists? Yeah, it's called deep hooks. It's the Kareem badge. So get a little mixy out here with the hook shot. That was kind of broken in 2K19, so it seems like they're gonna make it better. That's all we got for really post scoring. I'm gonna move on to rebounding. I think we just have one thing in a rebounding aspect, but while it's only one thing, it does sound pretty nice. Here we go. Baluba, will there be more rebounding badges and or animations in 2K20? Mr. Mike Wang himself, there are new animations added. A few rebounding badges. Rebound Chaser helps chase down long rebounds. Worm help gets around box outs. Box makes it tougher for worms. This is amazing. I can't tell you. A lot of y'all don't care about rebounding. Y'all only care about getting buckets. But like, forget y'all one-dimensional players. Anyways, this right here is huge. Different types of rebounds come in the game. So having these different badges and the worm to help you get around box outs is really gonna decipher the way you build your player. And I think that's what they're going with this whole my player builder. I don't think it's too much in the attributes. I think it's in these badges. You know, if you got box, you're gonna, but somebody only has worm, you'll be able to box them out better, which means you'll get more rebounds. Worm, if someone doesn't have box, you'll be able to get around them, like, you know, Dennis Rodman. So this sounds amazing. I like what they're doing here. I'm starting to see this whole my player builder and thing that they got like that. Next thing we're going to move into is the slashing for my slashers who want to be at the rim. Sorry to say, posterizer is gone, as you can see. Basically, I want to say it's gone, but it may be reworked. Mike Wang said that it's gone. 2K20 will have contact finisher that will help dunkers posterize people, but also help smaller players who play below the rim. So, no posterizer. The equivalent seems like a posterizer mixed with relentless finisher, but it's not just for slashers, I guess, you know, so we'll see how that works. Next one here is, so my question is, are slashers going to be better than the last two 2Ks? I mean, y'all know what I like to say. These pure slashing point guards I know. My boy Brando and that pure slashing point guard who's also in this gameplay. Y'all seen them. Y'all seen him in 2K19. I don't know if y'all other slashers are just trash. I'm kidding, man. But I thought slashers were good. But he says they were still polishing right now, but the slashers are very strong in the current build. They probably need to be nerfed a little bit. So we'll see, man. Slashers sound like they may get a little crazy. But we'll see how it all works. Let's move right on to shooting for my sharpshooters, my steps, my rays. Where my shooters at? Volume shooter potentially. Now, I didn't play 2K too much when this badge was around. Supposedly it was completely garbage because it made you cold way too quick. But he says volume shooter is back, but with better logic. You can boost your ratings if you maintain your field goal attempts per minute. To add on to that, I mean, this dude said, well, are my players still go cold because of the lack of shots while having volume shooter? Mike Wayne said no, it's positive only. So it seems like it may help the shooters instead of defeating them like it was back in whatever 2K that it was in there. This is going to build on the off ball. So are the elite off ball players separated with a badge, or is there an attribute? Slippery off ball badge gives you more success with the new off ball moves and get open stuff I blogged about. Also helps you get free from defenders who try to jam you up. And Jers the Curse did a fantastic job on the off-ball upgrade. So Jers the Curse, we'll see what you did. If this is broken, we coming at your head. If it's nice, then you all love, man. You may get some more love. But you see, you actually have badges to get free. I'm loving all these badges. The game is sounding great, man. But with that being said, let's move on to, as I said, the dribbling and the passing. It's the most tweets that were actually shown, I think. But going right into it, is there still a rhythm dribble, or do you have to move, or you have to do every move in the combo? Do you choose different animations? And you can read that, you know, especially a bunch of dribble animations. Basically, Mike Wang says that each flick of the right stick is a single move, no more auto combos. Curry's behind the back wrap is now a standalone move, sprint trigger right stick down. So you manually do the last year's Curry combo by doing tween right into the behind the back wrap. You pick one size up sig pack. So this is going to separate elite ball handlers from average from trash, okay? Like, that's what it's going to be. If you know how to dribble, you're going to have to actually move. Each time you move the stick is going to be a combo. You're just not going to be able to flick up right and they start doing stuff for you. So this will be interesting, man. Ball handling will be interesting. Moving on to the next thing, how will speed boosting work this year? Mike Wang says he's not a fan of that term speed boosting, but first step launches are now tied to speed with ball handling, which it should have always been. It only makes sense. Not ball handling. There are 3 tiers of launch animation packs that can play faster or slower based on your rating. Quick first step badge enhances on top of that. So I already know I'm gonna hide this badge, man, because you know I'm going with some type of playmaker, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna need that first step badge. But yes, speed with ball is what we want to look at for what the community likes to term speed boosting. Make sure you keep that in mind when you're building your players. Well, we see a step back badge this year. So if you want to get like Harden, you need to focus on ankle breaker. It's the main badge for more effective step back dribble moves. Okay, I'm gonna retool what I just said. Step back dribble moves, ankle breaker. There's a new badge called Space Creator for more effective step back jumpers. So if you want to be Mr. Harden, figure out what you need to do to get this Space Creator. That's what you're gonna need. You may want to have some ankle breaker in there too. At Baluba, how will stamina affect playmakers this year? I understand some players just spam one move, but the advanced skill dribblers cannot show off their moves because the stamina bar is blinking after 3 moves. Handles 4 days badge allows you to pull off a lot more dribble combos before getting fatigued. If I have my playmaker, I might have this badge. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm more of a just simulation basketball guy. You don't see nobody in the NBA just sitting there dribbling back and forth, combo. If they dribbling with a purpose and it's to get them smart, I got it. This sound like it may be a little OP, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm hoping, like I said, that it's balanced. We'll see how it works. The handles for days. So you playmakers out there, get ready for handle for days. At Baluba, will there be high arcing passes? And this is a valid tweet. I cannot tell you how valid this is. Will there be high arcing passes in 2K20 to get the ball in the paint? Regular passes get stolen pretty easily passing in the post. Mike Wang says that the Y or triangle button is more like a lob pass with some arc this year rather than a bullet overhead. Thank you. Now, my follow-up to this. Fast breaks in 2K19 were completely abysmal and broken. Now, if we're able to push the break, can we lead the offensive player in front of him? Like if he's on a fast break and there's a defender in between them, can we lob it over the top of the defender? Please, Mike Wang, instead of throwing it right to the freaking stupid lock, can we do that? Because every fast break opportunity was almost stopped. It's ridiculous. So if we can actually pass over him and run a fast break, that'll be a win for me, Mr. Wang. It's the very last tweet that I got here, man. I told you I wasn't going to try to waste y'all time too much. I wanted to get to it. But Mr. Swante himself, young dribble god, says, okay, that's cool, but you didn't compare it to, and this was another tweet that he replied to. I think it was something about the actual momentum, dribbles, whatever the case is. It was something. But Swante's like, so we have no idea if stamina is improved or not compared to 19, or people who have the badge have way more stamina. Please respond. Love you. Swante, man, he's funny. He gets Mike Wang to talk, but he says your ability to chain together combo moves slows down as the energy drops. When it drops too low, you start to fumble the ball. I'm gonna just take it with a grain of salt because I remember a specific person whose name rhymes with Shike Twain. Mike Wang, everybody, that's what I'm talking about. He literally said this last year, but then they put Gatorade in the game so it didn't matter and people were still putting together dribble moves, which I don't know how people were complaining that their players are getting too tired. I agree when a lock is on you. I mean, you do one thing and, I mean, first of all, your dude forget how to dribble. Like, he just completely forgets everything. And then second of all, as soon as he bumps you, you blink and red. So I get it with the locks, but for the most part, can't really agree with some of y'all, man. But, hey, man, look, that's all of the news that I had here today. I hope you all enjoyed all this news, man. And again, I tried to do it in as quick as possible as I can. So, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed that. Expect more news, man. We should have more news coming very, very, very soon. We're almost to the demo on the 21st. The game drops on the 6th. We're almost there, so we should be getting more news. And you know where to come to if you need that news. Make sure you go ahead, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. Let me know what you all think about all these changes. Definitely a lot of changes. I'm pretty excited, man. We should see how the game is, but as we always say, until next time, it's been your boy, Call Me Meech. We up out of here.